First Park Homes was formed from the partnership between Century Properties Group and Mitsubishi Corporation, having that goal to raise the standards of community housing in the Philippines without costing too much. Unlike other housing communities, First Park Homes is actually what they call the 4 C's. It's the brand pillars which they follow. It stands for complete, conceptive, connected, and convenient. Oh, complete because their homes are fully finished, which means the walls are painted, you got your complete flooring. This place is secure and you got provisions to expand. Basically, all you need are your furniture and you're ready to move in. How easy is that? Conceptive because First offers amenities which go beyond the basic. Get this, for every subdivision, there is a specific theme for the amenities which can be enjoyed by both young and young at heart. They have amenities that promote the arts, encourage good health, build social development, and strengthen the community. Like for example, in Bulacan, they have these life-sized board games. In Lipa, they have traditional Pinoy games, and they even have an outdoor cinema. I think it's really amazing that they're introducing unique amenities for families to enjoy. First aims to keep everyone connected to life essentials. Imagine, they even have a shuttle to bring you to nearby transport hubs. Now that is hassle-free. Lastly, convenient. Owning your first home is now easy through First's simplified buying process. Owning a First Park home is more than just an investment. It's your first home that lasts.
Nagsimula sa isang pangarap.
Ako na po, ma'am.
Ika'y tutulungang ibahin ang buhay na nakasanayan.
Naka 24 months ka na sa
May
pag-ibig.
panghulog na ako sa motor.
Uy, bagong motor!
Gagawa ng hakbang para mapaghandaan ng forever.
Ingat ka ha.
At harapin ang bukas ng may maaasahan. Simulan mo na ang forever mo ngayon. Fund your forever with Pag-ibig Fund.
Register today!
Bago ako magmahal ng iba, mamahalin ko muna ang sarili ko. Mag-iipon muna ako ng pag-ibig. Pag-ibig Regular Savings. Earn 25 times more sa contributions mo. Ang contributions mo, ipon mo. Mas malaking contribution, mas malaking ipon. I'm worth it. I deserve pag-ibig.
Minsan ang pag-ibig, online mo pala mahahanap. Ang bagong virtual pag-ibig. One click, you can track your savings. Easily pay for your loans. Even live chat with us. And now, apply for a short-term loan.
Sign up for the virtual Pag-ibig account today.
At last, a place where home means more than just a roof over your head. Where a tweet means more than letters on the screen. Where a tag means more than just names on a picture. And a share means more because it's done face to face. At last, a place where there is truly more. Just an hour away from Cebu's Central Business District, Amoa is a 60-hectare residential community. Cradled in the beautiful hills and vistas of Tamiao, Compostela. With a collection of villages forming smaller neighborhoods with unbounded spaces. Where your children can grow up free to run around. Explore nature, make friends, and appreciate a life lived in harmony with the places and people around them. At Amoa, there is more to enjoy. With master-planned and life-scale amenities, 3 swimming pools, a clubhouse, basketball court, grand lawn, play area, and many pocket parks. Living areas that foster a strong sense of community. Where your children can experience childhood as it should be. Full of friendships and interactions. Beyond small spaces and virtual screens. At Amoa, there is more to love. Choose from 1-story houses that's perfect for your family, like Aruna and Ananda. For more space, go for our 2-story houses, such as Asta, Asha, and Amita. Come home to Amoa, where life means more.
They say that with place comes destiny. Where you are is who you are. The Lakeshore welcomes you with open arms.
La 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 la.
The Lakeshore is one of the few places in Central Luzon where the experiences of daily life are magnified by the sheer drama of the environment. Imagine an amazing 12-hectare lake at the heart of it all. Reignite your passion for living and blaze the way to a bright tomorrow. Only here at the Lakeshore.
Still in all, I'm happy. The reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me.
Visual
Visualizing your space has never been easier. With a personal studio that fits right in your pocket. Experience the magic of transforming your spaces in just a few taps. Share the excitement. Make your dream space a reality. Express your creativity with the Davis Color Studio app. Download now.
In the summer of 1989, MegaWorld entered the real estate market with the goal to redefine and revolutionize the industry. Since then, MegaWorld has become the leader in residential condominiums and BPO offices. Today, the company has an international marketing network that spans continents. MegaWorld lends its expertise and experience to the transformation of the urban landscape and the enrichment of lives. Since its conception, Chairman and CEO Dr. Andrew Tan had a vision.
My vision is to give customers the very best value for their real estate investment. We at MegaWorld do this by offering them better lives in the communities we create.
His innovative entrepreneurial spirit brought about the creation of the Township, a pioneering real estate concept that would give birth to MegaWorld's now famous live, work, play, learn lifestyle. MegaWorld Townships offer convenience and luxury in the very best locations. Here, residences, offices, lifestyle malls, theaters, dining destinations, retail shops, wellness centers, and schools converge. Townships spur economic activity, promoting business growth and social vibrancy in the surrounding areas. The Eastwood City Township, launched in 1996, was the first of MegaWorld's many landmark achievements. Now, the cyber city of McKinley Hill in Taguig City and the tourism-oriented Newport City in Pasay City are townships synonymous to complete and integrated living. MegaWorld's reach has also extended to other parts of the metro, where cities are enjoying newfound energy. The Mactan New Town, rising in Cebu, will be the first large-scale township in the Visayas, another real estate milestone made possible by the company. Innovation, convenience, luxury, value. All these are privileges of the live, work, play, learn lifestyle that MegaWorld offers in its master plan developments. MegaWorld, making your world bigger and better.
Lysandra comes from the most trusted in the home building industry, Vistaland. Present in more than 40 areas nationwide and growing, Lysandra confidently prides itself as a key player in the real estate industry, ensuring a convenient, safe, and secured life for every Lysandra homeowner. You are surely close to all the progress in each Lysandra affordable house and lot projects.
With every homeowner in mind, Lysandra made sure that all its communities exhibit an angat and aliwalas life. The affordable and house and lot offerings, coupled with accessibility and community amenities, guarantee that every Filipino can lead a truly satisfying life. More than building houses and communities nationwide, Lysandra can definitely turn your dream into reality.
Ayala Land is committed to the nation's progress, building our shared future, building strong communities that can thrive in the most trying times, creating livelihoods for people under any circumstance, and continually advancing the principles of sustainable development. Looking back on this last year, it's hard to believe how much has changed, how unrecognizable our world has become. 2020 was unlike anything we'd ever experienced, and it transformed our lives in ways we hadn't expected. Yet the many challenges we had to overcome have also given rise to innovative opportunities. While pushing for progress in the midst of a global pandemic, we first ensured that the people who make our work possible, the customers we've continued to serve throughout the crisis, and the communities that we pledged to aid, were provided with all the support they needed. Standing with them in their most difficult hour, going the extra mile, and easing their many burdens through courage, compassion, and commitment. Pressing ever onwards, Ayala Land is primed for growth, promoting active communities by adapting to new norms, cultivating business and lifestyle through residential efforts, and continuing to offer amazing experiences safely. All of which have served the Filipino well and helped improve their lives. Ayala Land continues to spur centers of growth through its diverse offerings. Making bold strides in spite of the struggles, so that our momentum today carries into tomorrow. By integrating environmental protection with its expanding business operations, Ayala Land champions sustainability as a means of strengthening the local economy and enabling widespread recovery. Having pioneered sustainable development in the Philippines, Ayala Land remains dedicated to its long-term vision, constantly evolving its policies and practices, and aiming for carbon neutrality in its commercial properties. We work to inspire and give back in meaningful ways, creating vibrant hubs for lifestyle, leisure, and entertainment, fostering communities as well as culture and the arts, and providing the utmost value to business and society. By investing in people and ensuring that our partners prosper, we're able to see our country through each new hurdle and accomplish the incredible together. At Ayala Land, we're building a brighter future for Filipinos.
In life, we are always in search of something better. Better jobs, better lifestyle, better investments. Here at Forest Lake, we offer you an alternative, an extraordinary, and a better experience through My Forest Lake portal. Our online portal gives you access to viewing and purchasing of memorial lots safely and conveniently from your home. It provides a place where you can centralize the management of your memorial lot investments with easy access to customer information and services. Registering in My Forest Lake is easy. Just follow these 3 easy steps. Creating a new account is simple. Go to www.forestlakememorialparks.com. Click on Customers on the upper right corner of the site and you will be directed to the My Forest Lake Customer Portal. Step 1. Click the link and fill out the form or register using your Facebook account by simply clicking on Login with Facebook. Step 2. Input necessary details as needed. And click Next. Step 3. Verify your mobile phone or registered email. Congratulations! You have successfully registered your account. Enjoy a faster, easier, and more secure way of managing your Forest Lake investment at the palm of your hands. View and purchase lots within the safety and comfort of your home. Take advantage of online services exclusive to registered customers. No more long lines when paying your dues. You can now pay through our secure payment options and documented online transactions. You can even chat with our customer service representatives for any concerns. Convenient, right? For inquiries, email us at customerportal@forestlakeparks.com or contact our branch office. Sign up now and start enjoying a better online experience now with Forest Lake. Visit www.forestlakememorialparks.com or follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Sign up today and start your investment journey with Forest Lake.
We are PA Properties. For 26 years, we have been recognized as one of the fastest growing real estate developers in Southern Luzon. We build dreams. 26 years ago, the company set on to provide affordable housing for Filipinos by developing 2.3 hectares of family-owned land. We help in solving the country's housing backlog. To address the 12 million backlog by 2030, the company has developed over 180 hectares of land, providing over 20,000 housing units, resulting in the creation of 40 different communities in Laguna, Batangas, Bulacan, Cavite, Pampanga, and Metro Manila. We are innovative. The company uses the latest in modern construction techniques for our community developments, as well as customer-friendly innovations for easier home buying experience of our customers. We are ready. PA Properties. Kasama sa pangarap mo.
First Park Homes was formed from the partnership between Century Properties Group and Mitsubishi Corporation, having that goal to raise the standards of community housing in the Philippines without costing too much. Unlike other housing communities, First Park Homes has actually what they call the 4 C's. It's the brand pillars which they follow. It stands for complete, conceptive, connected, and convenient. Oh, complete because their homes are fully finished, which means the walls are painted, you got your complete flooring. This place is secure and you got provisions to expand. Basically, all you need are your furniture and you're ready to move in. How easy is that? Conceptive because First offers amenities which go beyond the basic. Get this, for every subdivision, there is a specific theme for the amenities which can be enjoyed by both young and young at heart. They have amenities that promote the arts, encourage good health, build social development, and strengthen the community. Like for example, in Bulacan, they have these life-sized board games. In Lipa, they have traditional Pinoy games, and they even have an outdoor cinema. I think it's really amazing that they're introducing unique amenities for families to enjoy. First aims to keep everyone connected to life essentials. Imagine, they even have a shuttle to bring you to nearby transport hubs. Now that is hassle-free. Lastly, convenient. Owning your first home is now easy through First's simplified buying process. Owning a First Park home is more than just an investment. It's your first home that lasts.
Nagsimula sa isang pangarap. Ika'y tutulungang ibahin ang buhay na nakasanayan.
Naka 24 months ka na sa pag-ibig.
May panghulog na ako sa motor.
Uy, bagong motor!
Gagawa ng hakbang para mapaghandaan ng forever.
Ingat ka ha?
At harapin ang bukas ng may maaasahan. Simulan mo na ang forever mo ngayon. Fund your forever with Pag-ibig Fund.
Register today!
Bago ako magmahal ng iba, mamahalin ko muna ang sarili ko. Mag-iipon muna ako ng pag-ibig. Pag-ibig regular savings. Earn 25 times more sa contributions mo. Ang contributions mo, ipon mo. Mas malaking contribution, mas malaking ipon. I'm worth it. I deserve pag-ibig.
Minsan ang pag-ibig, online mo pala mahahanap. Ang bagong virtual pag-ibig. One click, you can track your savings. Easily pay for your loans. Even live chat with us. And now, apply for a short-term loan.
Sign up for the virtual pag-ibig account today.
Mic test. Hello.
At last, a place where home means more than just a roof over your head. Where a tweet means more than letters on the screen. Where a tag means more than just names on a picture. And a share means more because it's done face to face. At last, a place where there is truly more. Just an hour away from Cebu's Central Business District, Amoa is a 60-hectare residential community. Cradled in the beautiful hills and vistas of Tamiao, Compostela. With a collection of villages forming smaller neighborhoods with unbounded spaces. Where your children can grow up free to run around. Explore nature, make friends, and appreciate a life lived in harmony with the places and people around them. At Amoa, there is more to enjoy. With master-planned and life-scale amenities, 3 swimming pools, a clubhouse, basketball court, grand lawn, play area, and many pocket parks. Living areas that foster a strong sense of community, where your children can experience childhood as it should be, full of friendships and interactions. Beyond small spaces and virtual screens. At Amoa, there is more to love. Choose from one-story houses that's perfect for your family, like Aruna and Ananda. For more space, go for our two-story houses, such as Asta, Asha, and Amita. Come home to Amoa, where life means more.
Since its inception in 2015, Bria Homes has always stood for the nationalistic objective of alleviating homelessness and improving the quality of life for the underserved Filipino. Through the years, Bria Homes has been continuously growing its vision through offering a wider variety of choices and expanding its footprint to cover more ground, reach new heights, and serve more Filipinos across the archipelago. With over 50 projects all over the country, the Bria Homes brand has been synonymous with the best value for money options, top-notch quality, progressive locations, ease of ownership, and a premier customer experience. Bria Homes has always gone above and beyond expectations, redefining the concept of a home builder and turning subdivisions into fully thriving communities. Township projects will always be Bria's differentiator amongst its competition, with customer-centric concepts designed with the needs of its home buyers in mind. Bria Homes has always stayed attuned to the times, adapting to the digital revolution, all in the name of convenience and safety to its home buyers. Sustainability has also been a paramount priority to our business as we continually move towards an environmentally sound Philippines, one Bria Homes project at a time. Bria Homes has continuously reimagined affordable housing. We will continue to build dignified dwellings, picturesque communities, and prosperous townships, formerly inaccessible to the everyday Filipino. We are, and we will always be, the beacon of best value affordable housing in the Philippines. We are Bria Homes, your home of choice.
Dore Lorenzo Development Corporation seized an opportunity to build spaces that put students first. 20 years later, we have grown to be one of the youngest, most progressive, full-scale developers in the country. But our success didn't happen by chance. It happened by design. We purposefully selected locations around the biggest colleges in Metro Manila with our premium university residences. In these areas, we also created premium residences to cater to the young professionals. We invested early in cities we knew would grow into centers of business activity and tourism to develop at just the right time. There, we built premium lifestyle developments and modern townships designed for the increasingly discerning consumer. Each project better than the last. Today, the Torre Lorenzo name is equated with high-quality construction, innovative design, and a promise to respect the land and the community around us. Inspired by the country's economic growth, we plan to expand to other key cities in the near future. Over the years, we have nurtured a distinct culture that defines us and guides our every move. With this philosophy, we built a team of experienced, innovative, passionate people with a shared objective: to plan, to build, to sell, and to keep our developments new and progressive. For 5 years now, our strategy has enabled significant annual revenue increases, so that at the close of 2019, we would have grown in value from 1.47 billion to 12.6 billion. Our ambitions continue to lead us towards the forefront of the industry, only getting better with every milestone along the way. Join us in our journey. We can't wait to tell you what we have planned for tomorrow.
We could tell you a lot about our new elevators, their features, materials, and colors. But what really matters to us is how they relate to you, how you experience elevators, how our new smart materials can reject dirt, microbes, even fingerprints, and can deal with wear and tear. How users of buildings can connect in new ways, and how you're able to create new connections, all the way from entrances to home doors and office desks. Our solutions can make your life easier, richer, and more intelligent. This is why our new elevators have built-in connectivity. So whatever tomorrow brings, you'll be ready. By making the core of your building updatable, you're able to meet future needs and increase the value of your building. Entering the new era of elevators, KONE DX Class elevators, connecting more than floors.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, real estate. we are about to have our countdown for the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. In a matter of 10 minutes, we will be opening our floors and the exhibit hall. May we call on Sir Joby Tupas for the countdown. Sir Joby.
Yes, thank you very much, Archie. So time check right now. By my watch, it's about 9:50, 9:50. So we still have about 10 minutes before we start.
Thank you, Sir Joby, for that reminder. So everyone, hold on your seats, and we are to start in a matter of 10 minutes. Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning, National President Imelda Magtotong. Good morning, Madam.
Good morning, Sir Archie.
Welcome. This is the first time that we are holding in two platforms, and our guests and participants are already inside our exhibit halls. So welcome, everyone.
Good morning.
In a short while, we will be... Hello, good morning, Madam Mariza.
Hello, good morning, Archie. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Ma'am
everybody.
Marisa. Good morning,
Hi.
everyone.
Nandiyan na si President May, si Attorney Aguila, si Sis Sheda Rossi Chay, of course, Advisors Bansan, Advisors Amars, nakita ko na. Jovi, hindi ko pa nakikita yung iba.
Good morning,
Hello.
Chair
Everyone.
Lady. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to all.
Morning.
Nandiyan na ba si sina Chair Benny, sina Architect Grace?
I'm here, kapatid Marisa.
Yes,
Morning.
yes. Okay, Chair Benny, hello. Si Vice Chair Ricky, nandiyan na kaya? Hindi ko nakikita lahat eh.
Nasa site siya, pero may recorded siya.
Okay, okay. Good. Break a leg. Break a leg. Let's do this. Congratulations to our hardworking secretariat also, di ba? Is Red there? Is Red already?
Red.
Zenny?
The meeting also, emergency meeting.
Okay, okay. That's good. Importante ang chat. Okay. This is our very first. So next time we will be more acquainted with it, more familiar with it.
Maraming first ang Enria.
Maraming first ang Enria. Is Ed Sanchez there already? VP Ed? Nandiyan na ba siya?
Baka nasa platform.
Baka hindi pa nagpaparamdam. Baka nasa platform. Correct.
Yeah, nasa platform. May ongoing session kasi doon.
Yes, I saw it. The platforms are very nice. We have been doing it with Rotary, but this is much, you know, more a bit more complex, more expanded, yeah. But it's wonderful for a fiesta, housing fiesta.
And part of the new normal.
Yes, part of the new normal. Definitely, maybe we'll be using the same sa iba rin nating mga event spots saka sa iba pa nating mga gagawin.
Ryan, are you here? Ryan, audio check.
Yes, sir. All good.
Hindi ka makita. Okay. Nakita. Video check. Okay, Ryan.
Hi, sir. Good morning, Sir Joby.
Ryan,
good morning, everyone.
Actually, good morning. They will be playing my welcome remarks na nakatape na because I have my Enria logo. Dito with me, wala akong pagsabitan ng chroma. Kaya sabi ko kay I'm there personally, but it will be the tape para yung Enria logo ko naka-steady siya.
Yung mga recording mo, Marisa, normal sa'yo yan eh.
Oo. Binibigyan ko ng trabaho, darling. Alam, trabaho, production, umiiyak na. Mabigyan nyo kami ng trabaho. Okay, fine.
So timely.
Oo, very timely.
Hello, I'll just have to announce that our program for today, they are available if you go to the session hall. You can click on the handouts button so you can see all our program for the 3-day IHFF. So go to Session Hall and click Handouts. Yun po. Sir Jovi, time check.
Okay, time check. 9:55. We have 5 minutes left. Can I have an audio check for our board vice president, board vice chairperson, Ricky Celis? Sir, audio check, video check.
Recorded yung kay Ricky.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
May I also know yung kay Honorable Eduardo Del Rosario, if recorded or live?
Recorded.
Okay, so just double checking the program. I
want to be sure kasi because earlier my internet is having a problem. So sabi ko, my gosh, buti na lang nakatape ako. I cannot hear any sound earlier. My gosh, sabi ko, na-stress ako.
Tines, kanina walang audio.
Oo, my gosh. Attorney Aguilas there. Maaga din si Attorney Angel. Good morning, Attorney Angel. Nakita ko na siya.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning, Angel.
Alam mo naman to si Angel, si Attorney Angel eh. Parati itong maagang gumising para sa NBIA SHEDA o sa prueba, lahat na.
I had one yesterday already with Pampanga chapter.
Yes.
That's nice. That's nice.
A very successful webinar. Yes.
Advisor Mars Bansa na aga din eh.
Attorney Angel,
hi.
Hello. Good morning.
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 Advisor Mars.
Yes, yes.
Morning. Mga gwapo. Mga gwapo. O, di ba kayo nag-blazer na tuloy ako?
Attorney Angel. Attorney Angel.
Yes, Ma'am Rosie.
Pasensya ka na lang tatlo kami against you.
It's okay.
Kaya paglabanan ba? Laban.
Yeah, I'll let Rosie and Bansa na lang.
Yesterday.
Oh, Boss Mars, Hindi.
I'm not ganging up on you, Kasi
I was well practiced the last time our initial discussion on the price ceiling. So anything
walang
price ceiling, walang price ceiling, Angel.
Miss Rosie, wag niyo naman pagtulungan masyado si Attorney Angel. Por favor, konti lang, hinay-hinay lang. Advisors.
Actually, I really enjoyed the discussion.
Okay,
Insightful,
that's
challenging, but very insightful. I'm learning a lot.
Kasama naman tayo lahat sa trabaho, di ba? All for the best of the housing industry.
Wonderful.
Yes,
that's correct.
So, okay. Hindi ako, kampi ako sa'yo.
Basta ako, tahimik lang. Pagka hindi ako tinanong, hindi ako nagsasalita.
Di ba? Galing-galing di ba? Doon sa PropTech natin, si Advisors Mars, talagang bongga-bongga, si Sister Ross. Ako nakaalis na ako for the yung sa agreement mo, puti si President May nandun. Nakapag-stay si President May.
Hi, May.
Pero narinig ko si Advisor Mars yung nagsasalita, of course. Hindi ko na-miss yun.
And Rosie for the signing.
Oh yeah, sis Rosie for the signing. Yan ang recording na tayo.
Okay, we'll be starting in 20 seconds. Starting countdown now.
God bless us. Good luck.
Praise God. Thank you.
Praise God.
Lord.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Brian, Archie, get ready.
A wonderful, wonderful morning to everyone. Welcome, and we celebrate the National Real Estate Association Incorporated, together with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. We are opening the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. Together with our co-host, Mr. Nino Ryan Dadula. Sir
Good
Ryan.
morning. Good morning, Philippines, and greetings all over around the world. Of course, good morning to everyone, and good morning, Archie, my co-host for this day. So, napaka-exciting na event natin for today. Right, Archie?
Really a first in every activity that NREA and DSUD and all our stakeholders are holding today. First time in the history that a trade exhibit of the international level ay nasa online. Tama?
Agree. Tama. This will be the first na gagawin ng NREA together with DSUD, Archie. So, very exciting yung event na to. This will be a 3-day event and we're very much excited on what will happen on the next 3 days po ng ating International Housing Fiesta Filipinas.
Iba talaga ang innovation ng technology and we are really surfing together with the innovation na nangyayari because everybody at the relax of their homes, they can view, they can go to the session hall, find their interested properties on the convenience of looking inside. So napaka-innovative ng event international housing fiesta.
Yes, just like our organization, the NREA, keeps on evolving and innovating. Diba? Ganun siya, Archie, diba?
Iba talaga kapag nagsama-sama ang maraming magagaling, right? So, without further go on and start with the invocation. Please bow your heads and the invocation will start.
There's the sound.
Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to meet together. Please help us to come together and make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth within, wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Following the invocation, we will have our Philippine national anthem.
All right, thank you so much. So we're going to proceed with our program. So let us get to know first the NREA officers and board of advisors. So let me check on the screen po. All right, let me introduce to you the board of trustees and officers for 2021. we have the board chairman, Mr. Benigno T. Cabrieto Jr., our board vice chairman, Mr. Ricky M. Celis, our national president, Ms. Imelda C. Magtoto, our executive vice president, Mr. Red J. Rosales, and our vice president for internal affairs, we have Jovi Francis W. Tupas, and our vice president for external affairs, we have Eduardo N. Sanchez Jr., our vice president for chapters, Ms. Zenaida S. Fruto, our secretary general, Mr. Ronnie B. Biando, our treasurer, Ms. Nicole Anne-Marie El Chua, our auditor, Ms. Ruth Marie Atienza, our national PRO, we have Mr. Jeffrey S. Bongat, our education chairman and trustee, Mr. Rodolfo D. Leonen, another trustee, we have Aniceto V. Bisnar Jr., another trustee po, we have Maria Isolde Flores Prado, and another trustee, we have Maria Victoria O. Polisco. And our board of advisors, headed by, of course, none other than Ms. Marisa Del Mar, our chair emerita, chair lady, board of advisors, and past presidents and past chair lady of NREA. And we also have our advisor, Ms. Architect Grace S. Layo, past president and past chairman of NREA. Ms. Architect Felino A. Palafox Jr., our advisor, past president and past chairman of NREA. Architect Nestor S. Mangyo, another advisor, past presidents and past chairman of NREA. Mr. Alejandro S. Manyala, past president and past chairman of NREA as well. Mr. Bansan Chua, CPA and advisor, NREA former member of the PRB Res Board, and Mr. Marcelino C. Mendoza, an advisor of NREA. Let us now proceed with the NREA chapter president. So we have from Metro CBD, we have Ms. Emmy Polido. And from Bulacan chapter, our chapter president is Mr. Dennis P. Sumo. For Pampanga chapter, my very own chapter, Ms. Violeta T. Evaristo. And from Pangasinan chapter, we have Mr. Romel Agasita. From Baguio Car chapter, we have Ms. Alma Grace L. Sabria. And from Bataan chapter, Ms. Juliet Repuenso. From Zambales chapter, we have Mr. Dave Lubong. From Cavite chapter, Ms. Sandy Coral. From Tagaytay, Batangas chapter, we have Ms. Rosa Maria Rias. And from Mindoro chapter, we have Attorney Erica Catarbas. From Ormoc Leyte chapter, Mr. Evilio Barona. From Cebu chapter, we have Mr. Abunjo Gulciano Jr. From our Iloilo chapter, we have Ms. Annie Leon Soco. From Cagayan de Oro chapter, Ms. Violicita Son. From our Davao chapter, we have Ms. Livia Pepino. From Zamboanga chapter, we have Ms. Jeffy Balurad. And of course, from South Cotabato and Jensen chapter, we have Ms. Ana May Escalante.
Thank you so much, Sir Ryan, for introducing our National Board of Officers and Advisors and our national chapter presidents for each chapter all around the country. So may I have the honor now to present to you our board chairman to call the order. He is the chairman of the board and CEO of First Central Land Development Corporation. He has more than 30 years of experience in real estate development business and has held various positions such as head of the real estate management division of the AFP RSBS and COO of Phil Estate Properties, COO of Camp John Hay Development Corporation, and president and COO of Mount Zion Memorial Incorporated. He is a past national president of the National Real Estate Association, or NREA, and a past chairman of and national president of the Subdivision and Housing Developers Association, or SHEDA. He has a Master of Business Management degree at the Asian Institute of Management and is a licensed real estate broker and appraiser. Now may we call on our board chairman, no less than Mr. Benigno Cabrieto Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. At 10 minutes past 10 in the morning, Philippine Standard Time, I hereby declare the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas officially open. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the opening, Sir Benny. For our opening remarks, may I introduce to you our Chair Lady Emerita. She was crowned as Miss Asia Pacific and has evolved from a television host to a highly acclaimed anchor woman and public servant. She hosted her own television shows entitled Up Close and Personal with Marisa Del Mar for 10 years, Buhay OFW TV for 9 years, and World Class Kababayan TV show. To expand her charitable projects and to formalize her assistance that her public affairs program started for the less fortunate and distressed OFWs, Miss Marisa founded OFW One Filipinos Worldwide Party List. Sama-sama tayo para sa mga bagong bayani. She has been a recipient of countless awards, and she holds several chairmanships in other leading organizations and offices. Recently launched Shanti Gems Jewelries at Ayala Mall, Manila Bay, Philippines. She is a public servant in the truest sense of the word, a chairwoman emerita and chairlady of the Board of Advisors of the National Real Estate Association Incorporated. Please welcome a true Filipina, heroine in this modern age, a woman of substance, strength, and style, OFW, Rotarian, broadcaster, anchor woman, a proud public servant, the founder and president of OFW One Filipinos Worldwide Party List, Miss Marisa Del Mar.
Good morning to all. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning and welcome to our International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. I would like to acknowledge our guests of honors and speakers, Senator Francis N. Tolentino, Chairman, Senate Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement. Honorable Eduardo D. Del Rosario, Secretary of our Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, or DSUD, Yusek Epimaco Viden Singh, Undersecretary, Department of the Interior and Local Government. Ms. Pamela P. Quizon, Director 2, Local Fiscal Policy Service, Bureau of Local Government Finance. Mr. Lawrence Siller, Vice President, Italian Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines. Honorable Pilar M. Torres Banaag, Board Member, Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Service. Architect Abelardo M. Tolentino Jr., President and CEO, IDEA Philippines Incorporated, and also an ENRIAN Board Advisor. Engineer Juanito D. Cunanan, President, Association of Structural Engineers of the Philippines. Mr. Alejandro Mañala, Chairman, Habitas Developments Advisor, ENRIA Incorporated. Ms. Amor Maclang, Founder and Chief Communications Officer of Geyser Maclang Marketing Communications. And yours truly, Chairman Emerita Marisa Del Mar, as your speaker on the third day too. Our panelists, Ms. Rosie Chai, Chairperson, SHEDA, CEO and President, City Homes Builders and Development Incorporated. Mr. Marcelino C. Mendoza, Chairman of the Board, OSHDAP, Chairman, Bria Homes Incorporated, and ENRIA Board of Advisors. Mr. Bansan C. Chowa, Board of Advisors of 3 organizations, ENRIA, SHEDA, and OSHDAP. Architect Nestor Mangio, past Chairman and President of ENRIA, President Central Country Estate, The Lakeshore, and ENRIA Board of Advisors. Honorable Roberto M. Pagdanganan, past Vice President of NREA, former Bulacan Governor, past DAR and DOT Secretary, National President, Boy Scout of the Philippines. Mr. Noel M. Carino, National President of CREBA, Chairman Phil Estate Realty Sales Associates Incorporated. Architect Grace S. Layog, Board of Advisor, NREA, President and CEO of Eganson Incorporated. Engineer Jefferson S. Bongat, immediate past President and Chairman Emeritus, Organization of Socialized and Economic Housing Developers of the Philippines. Architect Felino A. Palafox Jr., NREA Board of Advisor, Principal Advisor, Palafox and Associates. Dr. Eduardo G. Ong, First Chairman, PRB-RES, President and CEO of Edward King Global Consultants Incorporated. Mr. Joscoro Garing Jr., Founder and Chairman, June Garing School of Professional Selling. A real estate good morning to all. A hearty welcome to all participants to this 25 housing trade exhibits online of the National Real Estate Association, jointly with our ever-generous partner, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, also dubbed as the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. This is our way of celebrating the fruits of the efforts of our local real estate practitioners in the happy fiesta tradition of Filipinos. It is also the international flavor, as we also offer this to our overseas Filipino workers who can view and virtually attend this event from the comfort of their homes, wherever they may be, in the US, Malaysia, South Korea, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, and other countries where top OFW remittances come from. We are happy to note that our OFW brethren are proving resilient in the face of the world health challenges and other issues. We are ever thankful for their continuously contributing to our economy, and of course, for their investments in real estate. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reported that over 6% of OFW households are investing in housing purchase. If there are more than 10 million OFWs, that is a considerable housing market. As the welfare of the OFWs is among the advocacies of our very own One Filipinos Worldwide party list, I am pleased to note this as we transit and pivot into the new normal. I wish everyone a meaningful and beneficial participation in this housing event. Welcome and thank you. Mabuhay from your Chairman Emerita and Chair Lady Board of Advisors, Marisa Del Mar. Welcome, One Filipinos Worldwide. Sama-sama tayo para sa mga bagong bayani. God bless us all.
Thank you, our ever beautiful Chair Emerita, Ms. Marisa Del Mar. So from a beautiful woman to another beautiful woman. So to give us an overview of the exhibit, our next speaker or our next presenter is a PRC licensed real estate broker, appraiser, consultant, and environmental planner. She is an international realtor of the National Association of Realtors, NAR, USA, broker and associate leadership council, ALC, of Keller Williams, Philippines, member of the Philippine Association of Real Estate Consultant and Specialists, Incorporated, or PARCS, and member of the Philippine Institute of Environmental Planners, National and NCR chapter. She owns IC Magtoto Realty. She is a graduate of BS Food Technology and Master of Management major in Business Management at the University of the Philippines. Let's all give a warm welcome to our National President, Ms. Imelda C. Magtoto.
Thank you. Greetings around the world. As we celebrate our 30th year anniversary, the National Real Estate Association, or NREA, in partnership with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, or DSUD, will conduct an online housing trade exhibit dubbed as the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas, or IHFF, with a theme showcasing to the world the best of Filipino housing. It will be the country's largest real estate show for the global market, allowing Filipino property seekers anywhere in the country and in the world to view the trade exhibit and display an offer of 24/7 during the 3-day event. Its online presence can better serve the needs of our overseas Filipino workers as we communicated in all OWA members countries and all embassies around the world. It is considered a major driving force in the Philippine property market, a property investment opportunities to hardworking Filipinos for an affordable housing, especially this pandemic and the travel restrictions. So, an excellent way to reach out in the real time to potential home buyers across the globe. An opportunity to know and interact with the Philippine real property developers and housing-related companies as we invited different sponsors and exhibitors around the country. It will also feature insightful learning presentations by real estate industry leaders on a broad array of housing topics and invited distinguished and competent speakers and panelists. We have for session 1 topic, Government Housing Legislative Agenda. For session 2, Resource Generation for LGU Housing. Session 3, Raising the Bar of Real Estate Service Design Housing Communities. And session 4, Maximizing Real Estate Opportunities among OFWs, Filipino workers through property development, marketing, and technology. So let us all celebrate and be part of this largest housing fair in the Philippines through online connection to the best offerings of housing developers and providers. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you
our
so much,
National President.
May. Partner.
Yes,
It's
partner.
already
Yes,
time
po.
that we acknowledge, of course, our International Housing Fiesta Filipinas wouldn't be possible without our generous sponsors at marami-rami ito, partner.
Yes, so hatiin natin yan, partner. Sige, go ahead.
Okay, so to acknowledge our platinum sponsors, we have First Park Homes, Vista Residences, Pag-ibig Fund, Aboitiz Land. For our gold sponsors, we have Ayala Land, Central Country Estate Incorporated, Davis Paints, Mega World, Lysandra, Forest Lake, Federal Land, The Houselands, and Fiesta Communities, PA Properties. Partner, ikaw na.
All right. For our silver sponsors, we have Eganson Incorporated, we have Bria Homes, Torre Lorenzo Development Corporation, we have KPI Elevators Incorporated, Maticon Philippines Incorporated, Pragmatic Development and Construction Corporation in Zambales. We have One Filipinos Worldwide, OFW, Enchanted Gems, Surewell Equities Incorporated, and Bostik Philippines Incorporated. We also have our exhibitors. We have SMDC, Golden Haven Memorial Parks, Duraville Realty, DMC UPDI Bataan, Praise Realty Marketing Corporation, Prime Homes Real Estate Development Incorporated, Dulalia Group of Companies, Lafayette Luxury Suites Baguio, Coastal Group Bataan, and the Philippine Daily Inquirer. We also would like to acknowledge our official media partner. We have the Real Estate News.ph. That's about it, partner. Let's move on now with our next keynote speaker to introduce.
Thank you so much, partner. For our next, to introduce to you our presenter for our keynote speaker. He is currently the president of and CEO of First Park Homes Incorporated. He has a real estate career spanning 30 years, where he held various executive roles as president of Amaya Land Corporation in Ayala Land, the division head of Vista Land's Camellia Homes, served as national president and chairman of the Subdivision and Housing Developers Association, or SHEDA, and as the immediate past president of the National Real Estate Association. He is a licensed civil engineer, graduated magna cum laude in BS Civil Engineering from Holy Angel University, and later pursued management development programs at the Asian Institute of Management and under Harvard Business School. Please welcome the board vice chairman, Mr. Ricky M. Celis, to introduce our keynote speaker.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our keynote speaker served the government with diligence and integrity as a military officer and other positions for more than 4 decades. He brings with him significant experiences gained from serving as the General Officer in charge of the Southern Luzon Command, Commander of the 2nd Infantry Division of the Philippine Army, Civil Relations Service, 803rd and 1003rd Infantry Brigades, Joint AFP Special Operations Group, Task Force Davao, Civil Affairs Group, Philippine Army, and the 73rd Infantry Battalion. Prior to his retirement on November 2012, he served as the General Officer in charge of the Southern Luzon Command. From February 2013 to May 2014, he headed the Office of Civil Defense. He was commander of Task Force Kalihim, which spearheaded the search, rescue, and recovery operations of the late DILG Secretary Jesse Robredo and 2 pilots in Masbate, wherein he was conferred the Bakas Parangal Award. In July 2016, our guest was appointed as DND Undersecretary for Civil, Veterans, and Retiree Affairs. He was appointed as chairperson of Task Force Bangon Marawi on October 2017. He officially joined the housing industry as chairman of the Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, or HUDC, on July 12, 2017, and ultimately as the very first secretary of the newly created Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, or DSUD, on the 2nd of January 2020. Concurrently, the DSUD Secretary serves as the chairman of the boards of the National Housing Authority, Social Housing Finance Corporation, Home Development Mutual Fund, National Home Mortgage Finance Corporation, and Human Settlements and Adjudication Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker, a warm welcome to Secretary Eduardo D. Del Rosario.
Especially to the tireless officials of the National Real Estate Associations Incorporated, led by Board Chairman Benigno Cabriete Jr., National President Imelda Magtoto, and of course, the ageless and forever beautiful Chair Emerita and Chair Lady of the Board, Marisa Del Mar. Today's 25th NREA Edition online housing exhibit is another reminder of the challenges posed by the global COVID-19 pandemic. 18 months since the enhanced community quarantine was first imposed, we still remain masked, wearing face shields, and still observing physical and social distancing. This occasion is a clear proof of your solid commitment as DCIO's partner in pursuing our ultimate goal of providing decent yet affordable shelters to Filipino families, most especially the underprivileged. This online exhibit is very timely and relevant. Now, more than ever, we are made aware by this pandemic that our shelters serve not only as roofs above our heads, but more importantly, they are safe refuge in battling COVID-19. Hence, the need for us to design, build, and develop resilient communities. We, the stakeholders in the housing and real estate industry, continuously face the hurdles brought by this pandemic. Adjustments are necessary on the part of housing producers, sellers, regulators, and even home buyers. We admire and radiant fortitude in helping us deliver services despite the sad challenges. These trying times highlight the significance of collaboration between the public and the private sector. We need to align all our efforts for the betterment of the housing sector as one Filipino nation and healing as one despite the pandemic. Again, thank you and congratulations for this worthwhile endeavor. Mabuhay at maraming salamat.
All right. Thank you po, Honorable Eduardo D. Del Rosario from Secretary of the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development. So let's now proceed with the next part of our program to introduce our special guest and speaker for this first day of the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. Maybe I'm going to give you a brief introduction of him. So he graduated with a BS Industrial Engineering degree at UP Diliman. He joined the Phil Estate Group of Companies in 1995 as an Organization Development Specialist and TQM trainer, where his eyes were open to various opportunities of the real estate industry. 25 years after that, he is still actively involved as a PRC licensed real estate broker, appraiser, consultant, and accredited real estate lecturer and BS REM instructor. He was the Secretary General, Treasurer, Vice Chairman of Education, Corporate Treasurer, Secretary General, and for today, here is our current NREA VP for Internal Affairs, our dashing debonair, pinakapogi sa lahat, Mr. Joby Tupas. Take it away, sir.
Thank you very much. Our guest speaker graduated with honors at the Ateneo de Manila College of Laws after taking up BS in Business Management from the same university. He began his professional practice as the Senior Legal Counsel at the Manila Electric Company in 2009. He was the Housing and Land Use Arbiter under the Policy Development Group of the then Housing and Land Use Regulatory Board until 2016. He became the Director for Legal, Anti-Squatting, and External Affairs Group of the then Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, or HUDCC, until 2017. And then he became its Director for Policy Development, Legislation, and Special Projects Group. He is now the OIC of the Housing and Real Estate Development and Regulation Bureau of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, DHSUD. It is with great pride and honor to introduce to everyone our NREA Honorary Member, Attorney Angelito F. Aguila. Good morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning to all, and thank you, Jovi. Uh, Allow me to congratulate Enrea for this very momentous occasion we're having now. Notwithstanding the difficulty we're confronted with, let me just I won't anymore mention individually the distinguished participants here, but I'd like to proceed straight to my brief presentation to give way to the more exciting question and answer later after this. So kindly, let me just share my presentation. Thank you. Okay. This is supposed to be a simple updating of what's going on with the department, specifically under my bureau, the Housing and Real Estate Development Regulation Bureau. And I was kind of tinkering with the idea last night of coming up with something like a state of the DSUD address, like SODA. Yan. Kaya lang, SONA or SODA, that's reserved for the secretary. So I just decided to just call it regulatory updates. But just the same, I would have wanted to start with when we were starting 2 years ago in 2020, the start of the operationalization of the department, when we were confronted with the pandemic. So just like the SONA, in which you can just make use of the pandemic as an excuse for everything, all the shortcomings, misgiving of the department of the Housing and Real Estate Bureau of the DSUD. I will start with the pandemic confronting the DSUD at the start, when we were just about to and we were coping with the new mandates, the new added mandates of the department, but we tried to at least come up with many measures, issuances to address the pandemic in relation to our mandates in regulating the house sector, particularly the real estate development sector. Okay. We recall that we had the Department Order Number 4 Series of 2020, probably the most important issuance with respect to our mandate in buyer's protection, wherein we provided the grace period, no imposition of penalties or surcharges for buyers defaulting in their payment for any installment or in-house financing for any purchased house and lot unit or condo unit because of the difficulties arising from the imposition of the ECQ or MECQ. We were able to make use of this the second time around when ECQ was reimposed sometime in April, and again, probably just a month ago, and we're really hoping we don't get to make use of this issue once again. At any rate, just to abbreviate this or to briefly discuss this issuance, it provides a grace period for any buyer defaulting, a 6-month sort of a moratorium wherein they can restructure payment of their accrued installment payments during the pandemic. And but again, hopefully we don't get to make use of this issue once again. The problem we are confronted now is that they changed the terminology, ECQ, MECQ, to alert levels, and we probably need to come up with another issue once, making parallel what is ECQ, MECQ in relation to the different alert levels now. Okay, but we are not remiss, of course, with respect to our obligation to protect and promote the housing sector. We came up with this Department Order Number 10, providing for an automatic grant of additional 1-year time of completion for all projects affected by work stoppage by reason of the various quarantine measures and lockdowns imposed all around the country. So it didn't matter anymore where is the project, where are the workers residing, because practically the whole nation is affected by the different work stoppages and lockdowns. So there's a grant of additional 1-year time of completion, but there is a clamor now that we weren't expecting that such these lockdowns, these quarantine measures would extend up to this point in time. So there is a clamor to extend or grant another 1 year time of completion, but we were saying the law, this issuance itself grants or provides our regional officers to use their discretion in providing or granting additional time of completion for all projects affected by the any imposition of quarantine measures or whatever unexpected incidents or arising from the epidemic or pandemic we're having now. So again, we were able to make some measures to protect our buyers at the same time for the developers also. We have series of issuances, and again, Department Order number 3. I hope everyone remembers this. We came up with this order, Department Order, deferring the submission of proof of compliance with the Balanced Housing Development Program with the rationale that because of the economic situation we're confronted with economic difficulties, the rationale is that let the developers focus their financing, their resources to the development of the main project itself, which can generate more jobs, more employment. So, and let the submission of proof of compliance of the balanced housing or the socialized housing projects a little later. So we came up with this department order wherein they can submit their proof of compliance of the balanced housing or the socialized housing compliance within the first half of period of completion of the main project. But again, to clarify, if the developers intend to avail of the incentivized compliance, they are not deferred. Only if the compliance of developers are development of socialized housing projects. By reason also of the quarantine measures, we came up with MC number 7. This is it provided for alternative procedure for inspection of projects. And some regions are really using this. You can just submit videos, or you can have video conferencing, photographs. Sometimes you can have drone shots of your projects as a proof of the level of completion of your projects. And also for brokers and salespersons, on 2 occasions, we have 2020 and 2021, we gave an extension for the period of renewal of registration. And in all likelihood, we will be issuing it again this year in light of the continuing physical distancing requirement we have to observe. We don't want all of you crowding our offices when there's a need for simultaneous need for all of you to at the same time renew your registration come November and December. So probably towards the end of this year, we'll be issuing another extension until March to give more time for the renewal of registrations of brokers and salespersons without on their part incurring the liability of having to pay the penalties for late registration. So the most probably one of the requested or clamored issuance, and actually very, very important issuance we had early 2020 upon operationalization, is that we came up with number 7. It provided for the guidelines, how do we make use of the existing incentivized compliance of the developers or the escrows, that this is MC number 7, which most importantly, first, because this is a condition for the issuance of the license to sell, it prescribed the maximum number of days for its approval. That is a 10-day period when it goes up here in the Bureau and approval by the Secretary, a maximum of 10-day period. And if we don't get to have it approved within that period, it shall be deemed approved. Developers can proceed to deposit their escrow account and have their license issued. Okay, subject to any adjustment if ever our computation will turn out to be bigger than what has been deposited by the developer. Okay. The MC also required the submission by the LG of the necessary documents to support the development of their projects, which again, these are the LGU projects for which the incentivized compliance will be allocated. So what are these documents in support or in proof of the LGU projects? We want the title to the property. We want the submission of approved plans, the programs, the costing. Costing is very important because that would justify the amount being allocated in favor of the LGUs. And we want this costing to be very reasonable, signed and sealed by a licensed architect or engineer, licensed to come up with such project costing. We want complete permits, license, and clearances of the project before we can approve the allocation of the developer's incentivized compliance in favor of these LGU projects. And then lastly, and very important also, we would not allocate or release the escrow unless first it's based on progress billing and percentage of completion. And every release will be subject to inspection and verification of the level of completion of the project, particularly of its land development, for which is being subsidized or financed by the developer's incentivized compliance. Okay. This is what we normally require to compute your escrows. So these are documents already submitted, so it should not take that much time for us to review whether the escrow amount as your incentivized compliance or the developer's incentivized compliance as computed initially by our regions are correctly or appropriately computed. So these are just the basic document: development permit, the notarized fact sheet, and enter cost estimate, and original BIR zonal value certification. We just want to take note that this is an old requirement that the land valuation shall be based on the BIR, the published BIR zonal value at the time of application for the development permit of the project. That is important. And secondly, we just want to emphasize that we are using, and in fact, we are relying, we trust the notarized fact sheet submitted by the developers. After all, these are signed and sealed by licensed architects or engineers. There are many discussions wherein we should come up with our own standard costing for projects, but apparently we have tried that before and it's difficult to come up with a uniform, at least a regional, or depending on the terrain of the project, a standard costing for the project. So in the meantime, we do rely on the notarized fact sheet submitted by the developers as the principal basis of on how we compute the project cost based on this submission. So this is how we compute it. So at least for the understanding of many developers, I presented here how do we compute the total condominium project cost, because this is very important, because you can see there we include there the building construction cost is itemized, it's separately computed, because some of our regional offices are still encountering difficulties computing the required compliance for condominium projects, because they have a bigger computation of condominium project cost, because they forget, or some regions they do not up to now realize that they have to strike out or remove the commercial component of the condominium projects if there's a mixed use for the project, because the balanced housing is only imposed on residential housing development. So naturally, for condominium projects, we delete that, we remove that, and we normally come up with lower computation of escrow requirement for most condominium projects. But otherwise, basically for subdivision projects, our computations are in accord with, well, usually with our regional offices. So just to report to all of you, this is how much escrows we have now. So ayan, this is not we cannot use this for our own housing needs here for the department. But this is the first time we will be officially presenting this. Nauna pa tayo kaysa sa Kongreso at saka sa Senado. They're also asking for this. But this is, NREA, this is the first time we are releasing this. For 2018, 2019, at the start of the allowance of this incentivized compliance, there were about 438 escrow accounts. But we are only basing this on the turnover documents to us coming from HLURB, which as of our latest inventory is about 3.2 billion, for which or were allocated to the different LGU projects. There's about 1.849 billion allocated from 2018 to 2019. Last year was a little bit lower. There was 132 escrow accounts for only about 1.03 billion, and we were only able to allocate 26 million. But let me just be clarified, when we say allocated, we have not released it so far. We have executed memorandum of agreement providing for the grant different LGUs beneficiaries, but we have not released that much, only minimally and based on progress billing with the requirement of verifying, inspecting the actual level of completion or development of the project. 2021, this year, we have so far, this is about until end of August, 144 escrow accounts already for 1.35 billion. And so far, we have allocated 1.13 billion. It's quite big because that part of that would be the Marawi rehabilitations and the 15 local government units in Batangas affected by the Taal volcano eruption. So all in all, we have about 5.6 billion of developers incentivized compliance held in different escrow accounts across the country. We have made an allocation of about 3 billion. And again, that's why I call it managing the developers incentivized compliance. We really have to handle it well because a lot of developers are really clamoring that they are paying escrow account maintenance fee, escrow fees, and we have to help them in having this escrow released and allocated in favor of the different LGUs. Okay. The escrow is a requirement for the issuance of the license to sell. I'm briefly giving you a summary of how many licenses to sell have been issued since 2020. Categorized principally between PD957, BP220. PD957 is further subclassified under open market, reaching cost, and also separately for condominium projects. Same is partly true with social BP220. So as you can see, all in all, for PD957, we have about 398 total licenses to sell issued, with a total number of units to be generated, 148,895. Socialized and economic project, all in all, 882 licenses, equivalent to about 300,000 socialized and economic housing units. So that is briefly for 2020 to June 2021. Okay. It hang. Wait for a while. Okay, that's it. Another requirement for the licensing of for the issuance of license to sell is the accreditation of socialized housing projects as compliance to the Balanced Housing Development Program. This is again a subject of much clamor on the part of the developer to have it decentralized, because after the issuance of license to sell of our different regional offices, this already licensed compliance socialized housing project would have to be elevated to the Bureau for approval of the Secretary if it can be utilized as a compliance project to the Balanced Housing Development Program. I understand that before there were a lot of complaints that it took so long for socialized housing projects to be accredited as compliance projects. We remember that at the start of operationalization of the department, we agreed to make use of what is actually provided in our rules, that it should only be based on limited number of documents. So this is what we are requiring now. We are in accrediting your socialized housing projects as compliance projects. So that's basically about 8 of them, which actually you have already submitted to the regional offices for the licensing of the socialized housing project. And so it should not take that long for us. And I think we're doing fairly well with respect to accreditation, for as long as there's no lacking document or insufficient supporting documents. We are able to have the accreditation approved by the secretary even within 10 days also. So just to show you how we do it, we compute the individual valuation of per housing unit to correspond to how much the developer would be needing number of housing units as its compliance for its main project. This particular computation, hindi ko po ito pinili. I just got one computation, but this is just just to be frank and candid with all of you. This is just one submission we're in, among many others also. That's why we have to set that how do we really compute the project cost, particularly of socialized housing projects? Because in this particular computation, and among many others, this is their socialized housing is about 145,000 only per unit. And we have been computing a lot, which is about 300 to 350,000 per unit. So this has come to the attention of the secretary. So we are in a dilemma when it comes to the price ceiling review. How come there is a clamor for the increase in the price ceiling? Not that I'm saying this should be the right costing, the right basis for the pricing or the review of the existing price ceiling, but we have many socialized housing projects which we accredit, and we find the individual production cost or the production cost per unit a lot of them from 300 to 350,000. So that's one thing we really have to resolve when we come later on, when we come to finalize our review of the price ceilings. So just to summarize, from September 20 to September this year, we have accredited about 62 socialized housing projects as compliance project. But please take note that this should not be much concern to you, that the delay in the accreditation, because we have the deferment of compliance project. So you're given the first half of your time of completion of the main project within which to submit your socialized housing project as your compliance. But I think a lot of the developers are forgetting that your socialized housing project, once licensed, can be accredited already as future compliance, even if you're not yet ready to have your main project license. So I guess if you already have a socialized housing project, you can have it accredited ahead of the licensing of your main project. Okay, this is the nitty-gritty of what's supposed to be our discussion in the coming days, the review of socialized and economic price ceilings. And to many of our participants here, we admit the last revision of the economic price ceiling was way back in 2015. The last one for the socialized was in 2017, as against the mandate of the law that we should be reviewing the price ceilings at least once every 2 years. So we admit that our review of the socialized and economic price ceilings is really long delayed. So these are the issues, what at least on our part, we are confronted with. There's an increasing land and housing construction cost, additional cost vis-a-vis affordability, purchasing capacity of the buyers, and aggravated by loss of income and employment by reason of the pandemic. Let me just share with you, when this was initially discussed among the key shelter agencies, the first reaction was, why are we talking about increase in price ceiling? Pandemic tayo. Lalong naghihirap ang mga tao. So that's the first hurdle we really have to confront. Well, once we start coming to resolving what's the appropriate price ceilings for both economic and socialized housing. We are confronted with the issue on regulation and buyers protection versus, I'm using the word versus talaga, demand-driven industry and free market forces, which to a certain extent, we understand that the developers wouldn't be selling at excessive prices if there would be no takers, no buyers. So that is something we have to settle also when we deal with the review of our price ceilings. Always popping up this issue of the private sector versus government's responsibility for socialized housing. And lately, the increase in the requirement of floor area. Before, for socialized housing, we were just talking of the requirement of a comfortable, convenient living space. But now with the pandemic, parang there is a requirement, a bigger requirement for safe space consideration with the pandemic. But fortunately, some are saying it's not really an issue of safe space or space issue that's the spread of the pandemic or of the COVID. It's more of space management, and they were citing the case of Singapore, wherein practically all families are living in, well, small condo units, and yet they were very much, Singapore was did well in managing its pandemic. So some are saying it's not really the requirement of space, it's how you manage space. So hopefully we get to consider that also in the review of our price ceilings. For many who may not be familiar with this, this is the current prevailing price ceilings we have. This is the first time, or the last time we had an adjustment of the socialized price ceiling. We came up with a tiered price ceilings for different floor areas, 22 with loft, or 24, which is about 480,000 price ceiling, up to 32 square meters, which is about 580,000. So I understand this was way back in 2017, and this is the first time we had a separate price ceiling for socialized condominium. For Metro Manila, 22 or 24, we have about 700,000, 750,000. In all other areas, 600 to 650,000. But I do understand that the private sector, the developers, are clamoring for just one standard floor area for socialized or for economic. We will resolve that when we get to really review the price ceilings. And this is the economic housing, which was set a long time ago, 2015, with a minimum of 22 square meters. That's 1,700. It's unfair for the developers. I'm using projects here of the government. Well, because really socialized housing is really the principal responsibility of the government. So towards the end, it's nice to once in a while use some Latin term, quo vadis. Where are we heading to? Where to? This would, okay. There is a need for us to learn data management, to really make use and utilize our data to make it more productive. As a matter of fact, NEDA just requested us these sets of data: the license to sell, disaggregated, the location of projects, the different market segmentations, the different developers by scale. So this, and well, early in the establishment of the department, we realized that our bureau, we need some economists here. We need some people who can deal with statistics, because we have to make use of our data to be able to come up with good issuances and good policies. So that's one challenge ahead of us. Okay, after the price ceiling, we have to fix the different housing loan packages. The word I'm using is to fix, not just review, because somehow the medium cost, the low cost, open market, and then the low cost, you have A or B as against economic. It has become a little bit, if not a little bit messy, short of saying. It's too confusing and really outdated already. So hopefully early next year, after we're done with the socialized and economic housing, we get to fix the different housing loan packages, hopefully to align it with the BIR's VAT exemptions, with the BOI's different incentives, and the different loan ceilings. Again, next year maybe we can immediately go into this. Incidentally, also we need to come up with the rules on conciliation, both on the part of the department and the HSAC. Before, the HLURB used to summon both the developers and the buyers, and they try to come up with some conciliation proceedings. But in light of the new mandate of the HSAC, as a separate agency, we need to review the rules on conciliation, because the department, if it attempts to do some conciliation, we might be preempting the whatever ruling the HSAC might issue if ever that dispute before the department ripens into a full-blown case before the Human Settlements Adjudication Commission. So we need to address this issue, the new rules on conciliation, both on the part of the department and the Human Settlements Adjudication Commission. And finally, establishment of the Housing One-Stop Processing Centers. It's a big task ahead of the department. We are doing it in cooperation with the assistance of the developers, with the assistance of ARTA. And just yesterday, the Office of the Presidential Advisors for what do you call that, streamlining of government processes, we had a brief conference asking a lot of questions on how do we go about with the streamlining and establishment of the Housing One-Stop Processing Center. So big task ahead of the department. So hopefully with the partnership, our trust of promoting partnership with the private sector, continued consultation. Remember, we have our TWG. It will be a lot smoother by next year when we go and hurdle all of these challenges ahead of us. Yun lang po ang nire-report ko po sa inyo on this updating. Maraming salamat po, and I'm ready to face the panel members for the question and answer. Salamat po.
First Park Homes was formed from the partnership between Century Properties Group and Mitsubishi Corporation, having that goal to raise the standards of community housing in the Philippines without costing too much. Unlike other housing communities, First Park Homes is actually what they call the 4 Cs. It's the brand pillars which they follow. It stands for complete, conceptive, connected, and convenient. Oh, complete because their homes are fully finished, which means the walls are painted, you got your complete flooring. This place is secure and you got provisions to expand. Basically, all you need are your furniture and you're ready to move in. How easy is that? Conceptive because First offers amenities which go beyond the basic. Get this, for every subdivision, there is a specific theme for the amenities which can be enjoyed by both young and young at heart. They have amenities that promote the arts, encourage good health, build social development, and strengthen the community. Like for example, in Bulacan, they have these life-sized board games. In Lipa, they have traditional Pinoy games, and they even have an outdoor cinema. I think it's really amazing that they're introducing unique amenities for families to enjoy. First aims to keep everyone connected to life essentials. Imagine they even have a shuttle to bring you to nearby transport hubs. Now that is hassle-free. Lastly, convenient. Owning your first home is now easy through First's simplified buying process. Owning a First Park home is more than just an investment. It's your first home that lasts.
All right, thank you so much for First Park Homes. I couldn't really distinguish the difference between Robbie Domingo and Sir Jovi Tupas, no? Walang magkakaiba sa itsura eh. And we just started actually, no, Attorney Angel. Thank you so much. And this is a very, very the crescendo of this International Housing Fiesta started by, of course, from the Department of Human Settlements. Mga big time talaga ang mga kasama natin sa industriya. So, without further ado, to introduce our guest of honor, mas bigatin mga kaibigan, ang kakambal ni Robbie Domingo. Welcome back our dashing debonair, Sir Jovi, to introduce our guest of honor.
Thank you very much. Our guest of honor and speaker for today is a seasoned public servant whose unblemished career in public administration is truly admirable. He has devoted his life to excellence in local governance, as shown by his stint as local chief executive of Tagaytay City. He also served as president of the League of Cities of the Philippines from 2001 to 2004 and was likewise chairman of the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, MMDA, from 2010 to 2015. His tenure at the MMDA, more than having showcased his in-depth knowledge and skill in urban management, sparked his advocacy for disaster preparedness and resiliency and deepened this passion to serve the people even amidst the dangers of disasters and calamities. Our guest of honor is an esteemed international lawyer. He completed his Master of Laws degree from the University of London, specializing in public international law. He pursued his Doctor of Judicial Science Studies in Tulane University Law School in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. He passed both the Philippine Bar and the New York State Bar exams. He is likewise a Brigadier General in the Philippine Army Reserve Forces. He was elected as Senator of the Philippines last May 2019. He was also a former political advisor to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and became his main troubleshooter during crisis, disasters, and emergency. He is currently the chairman of the Senate Committee on Local Government and the Senate Committee on Urban Planning, Housing and Resettlement, in addition to his membership in several other Senate committees. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my rarest privilege to present to you none other than Senator Francis Tol N. Tolentino. Good morning, Senator.
Morning, good morning. Good morning to all. Good morning to our resource persons. Perhaps I can greet some. I'd like to greet Ms. Imelda Magtoto, your National President, Mr. Benigno Cabrieto, Jr., Chairman of the Board, Mr. Ricky M. Celis, Board Vice Chairman, the previous speaker, Attorney Aguila, Mr. Secretary De Rosario is around, Mr. Red Rosales, Ms. Marisa Del Mar, and all other personalities present. Perhaps I would not be able to acknowledge all of you, but I see some familiar faces across the screen. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Thank you for inviting me today in your National Real Estate Association convention. I'm in my office right now, the Senate. I'm here. I have not yet been absent since the start of the pandemic. I have been attending all sessions physically. This is my first appearance virtually, so I would have wanted to see you all in person, but perhaps some other time. So thank you for inviting me, and I acknowledge the goodwill of the National Real Estate Association for this opportunity to join you, though virtually, in your International Housing Fiesta Filipinas and the 25th NREA Disud Online Housing Trade Exhibit. This is really what we need right now. This is really a sort of a booster or vaccine, not just for the housing sector, but for the business sector as well. I've been telling some cabinet members that it's about time that we go beyond what is being done, beyond the lockdowns, beyond the alert levels, beyond what we've been doing for the last 1 year and 8 months. So I think this is the first hurrah, so to speak, to resuscitate an ailing economy. So congratulations to the organizers. I think you're the first, although they're planning something, but I think the housing sector is the first. So congratulations to NREA for doing this. Let me discuss a prepared statement here, though virtually, and this is more of general broad strokes that you're familiar with. Yesterday, I had a briefing done by Secretary Del Rosario concerning the Marawi housing rehabilitation, and a big chunk of that briefing involved the housing sector, especially for the internally displaced persons. So a lot of things should happen, and I would want your group to focus right now on what the local government units can do and should do by virtue of that Mandanas ruling. Be aware that a big chunk of the housing job that's supposed to be done by NHA, and this should, though in its infancy stage, will be done and carried by the LGUs. So we have to capacitate the local government units. Big chunk of resources would be given to them starting 2022. And right now we're doing the budget process. As I speak, there's a budget hearing going on 3 floors below me. So I'll be joining that later. So again, there is no question. Shelter is an essential it's essential to human survival as food and water. There is a need to establish decent housing for all. It is imperative. It's an imperative which the government should do and ought to fulfill. The private sector should likewise do the same. So in fulfillment of this critical goal, the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development would play an indispensable role, though I must admit that resources wise, they're still lacking. It's really a pity that though we could have given them a big chunk of resources, the allocation right now would prevent us from doing so. I have to admit that at the outset, because the pandemic reality is really preventing government and even Congress from doing what we should have done, we could have done. But you've been reading reports that the government right now has incurred more than 100 billion, and that's dollars in terms of foreign loans, just to finance our pandemic response. So this is a big challenge for our country. The challenges that we confront in relation to housing in the Philippines remain huge, aggravated, as I've said, by the COVID-19 pandemic. But the establishment of the DSUD gives us a ray of hope. But during its infancy stage, I must admit, its wings were clipped because of the lack of financial base as well as the devolution of some functions given to the LGUs. Government efforts to address homelessness in the Philippines, I believe, have not ceased, nor should be shelved. Take a look at the latest census. How many Filipinos are there? How many Filipinos would be having their own families in the years ahead? So shelter, again, as I've said, like food and water, is very essential to human health and survival. It is not only a need, but it is importantly a right. As very plainly said in the vision statement of the housing industry roadmap, and I quote, "Every Filipino has the right to live with dignity in the comfort of one's home, regardless of economic status." But sad to say, approximately 4.5 million Filipinos, correct me if I'm wrong, remain homeless. 3 million of which are in Metro Manila. I've seen this. I used to be Metro Manila Council Chairman for several years. I've been to all the slums and homes near our esteros and Pasig River and Marikina River, San Juan River. I've been in charge of dredging and cleaning all these waterways. So I've seen all of this. And with the issues on population growth, our country, by the way, having one of the highest birth rates in Southeast Asia, coupled with migration issues due to urbanization, displacement due to natural calamities and disasters, there is a need to provide settlements, and it will overtake the efforts to provide homes for the Filipinos. I have yet to see a study or encounter a study that would validate my hunch that post-pandemic period would increase migration to Metro Manila and other urban centers. That's why in my other committee, we're staying focused on making more of our cities resilient and sustainable. Last night, we passed the amended charter on second reading, amended charter of the city of Baguio for the first time since 1902 or 1906. And it's, for me, should be the template for all city charters because it encapsulates all the dreams coming from the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, including making a city not just resilient, but a smart city, making a city a center of e-governance, as well as making a city livable in terms of its inclusivity and utilization of resources. And Baguio City is a model because it includes even cultural communities and the creative groups. So recognizing the limited capacity of government to single-handedly address the problem of adequate human settlements, we really acknowledge the goodwill of advocates like you, the NREA, contributing time, talent, and energy to assist in the resolution of Philippine housing issues. The Philippine Housing Industry Roadmap 2012-2030, you're familiar with this, projects a housing need of 12.5 million by the year 2030. Malapit na po yun. Our current housing backlog is estimated at 5.5 million units, and this figure is expected to rise to 6.5 by 2030. At the rate of only 200 to 300 housing units to be constructed annually for the next 9 years, we are indeed doomed to face indomitable poverty housing challenges at the end of the housing roadmap. So kailangan talagang magtulong-tulong. Apart from the global health crisis that we confront, we are likewise faced with a national housing crisis, an emergency that has grown out of proportion. Sinasabi ko nga before, how can you enforce a lockdown, a meaningful lockdown with homeless Filipinos, especially in Metro Manila? How can you enforce a lockdown with the appropriate social distancing requirements in a one-bedroom house occupied by 12 persons, including children? That's why it's really imperative that we revisit all our policies with your help, and for the government and other stakeholders to act in unison and complement each other's efforts if sustainability and inclusive growth remain our shared goals. We recognize our current housing issues entail not just shelters for the homeless, but also engaging the private business, the academe, the civic organizations and foundations and the like in our advocacy for a decent and comfortable, healthy dwelling places for Filipinos. Towards this end, I think, again, I reiterate, there is a need for you, there is a need for the national government, there is a need for the SHUD to really engage the LGUs. I have been saying this over and over again, that the resuscitation, revival of the national economy will be triggered, will be led by our local government units. It's not the national government. It's your Cebu City led initiative, Davao City, Karkar City, Naga City, Tuguegarao City, and the rest of the nation. So I suggest that you likewise engage our LGUs. The need of Filipinos to stay at home, as I've said before, during this lockdown, to safeguard their health and ensure their safety is urgent and pressing. I have mentioned before, and this was last March, that it's now time that we go on face-to-face classes. I'm glad that this is being done, though on a limited basis, 120 schools. I hope this would grow. I have stated 3 weeks ago that it's about time that we abolish the IATF. It's about time that we encourage the LGUs to lead these efforts. Sabi nila, baka walang synchronization. Department of Health should be there. The LG should be there, but let the local government units decide for themselves on how they enforce their own lockdowns, their own health protocols, following national guidelines. So I think that should be the model, and I hope it will be happening soon, perhaps by February, even in the midst of our heated electoral exercise. The strategies identified to eliminate the projected housing backlog by 2030 in the Philippine housing industry roadmap, such as increasing housing production, enhancing housing affordability to the development of housing subsidy program, increasing people's access to financing, improving regulatory environment for housing should be complemented not just but by what we are doing here as legislators that will closely identify the gaps in our housing programs. By the way, we're almost on the second phase of the legislative track insofar as the rental housing subsidy law is concerned. I hope that will be passed before we adjourn, the 18th Congress adjourn. As chairman of the housing, chairman of the Senate Committee on Housing and Urban Planning, it is incumbent on my part to take the lead in policy formulation. But again, I must admit that we're constrained by COVID-19 restrictions. What we can do right now is to plan ahead. Plan ahead for a post-COVID-19 pandemic scenario. 2 years po yung nawala sa atin, halos 2 years na. And it's very hard to recover the lost days, months, and years. So I encourage you, the National Real Estate Association to likewise lead in this forward-looking, not just brainstorming, but real-life planning session. So allow me again to mention some of the initiatives that we've been doing, even though most of us are on a lockdown. We've initiated the Taal Volcano Resettlement and Rehabilitation Program. I was there during the first eruption. I was there during the supposed to be level 3 incident a couple of months ago in Laurel and Lemery, Batangas. So the Taal Volcano Resettlement Rehabilitation Program is ongoing. The same is true for Mayon Volcano. There are initiatives being done by the National Housing Authority. I hope the National Housing Authority, and will ensure this, would still be a viable agency even with the Mandanas ruling making the LGUs at the forefront. Again, I reiterate, Legislation will be essential to address current and emerging issues on planning and development of settlements and communities. Existing policies, programs, and strategies such as those related to government initiatives for housing should be revisited and consequently amended in order to adapt to rapidly changing national housing landscapes. I am sure that in the days ahead, we'll be looking at township models. For the first time, we've realized that Metro Manila or NCR is not just the NCR as we experience it for the first time. Thanks to IATF, dito ako nagpapasalamat sa kanila. They've created the term NCR Plus bubble. So people are now realizing that we're all interconnected. Metro Manila, you have Bacoor, you have portions of Bulacan, you have portions of Laguna, and even Rizal. So eventually, this will creep in, that notion of NCR Plus would creep in not just to other government services, social welfare, but even to the private sector. And I think the housing sector would be positively affected. So legislation, as I've said, for the enhancement of LGU access to financial schemes from the national government should remain a priority, even with the Mandanas ruling. Empowering LGUs should be a continuing mode of training and capacitating them. I look forward to even a post-COVID scenario for this. I made the proposal, but it appears nobody listened. I made a proposal to COMELEC that we should even make the requirement of having all candidates, especially for urban areas, attach in their certificates, in the certificate of candidacy, their plans for the city, including the housing sector. I even proposed to the DILG that we train the candidates so that when election time is over and they're elected, they hit the ground running. They will have a 2-day seminar on housing, on disaster management, and other functions of local governance. But it seems nobody listened because these are ideas that probably are not innate in the functions of the DILG or even the COMELEC. Lastly, recognizing the impacts of natural disasters and calamities and people's vulnerability to the loss of life or property, including shelter during these times, is the key to building resilience to these misfortunes. I had the great opportunity, and I will always consider that as part of my curriculum vitae or resume, that I was the one who formulated the Oplan Metro Yacal for Metro Manila. I was the one who conceptualized that 4 quadrants for Metro Manila when a 7.2 earthquake would strike us. Modesty aside, that is still being utilized by NDRIMC and every Metro Manila LGU. So I think that's one of my greatest contributions, because if anything happens to Metro Manila, that's more than half of the Philippines in terms of the GDP, in terms of our economy. Again, in closing, let me reiterate my unwavering support to the National Real Estate Association as it continues to be a major driving force in the efforts to provide every Filipino with a roof above his head and a comfortable abode for his family. May you remain as instruments of hope for our country in this time of great depression, if it is depression, and depression in terms of economy, and depression psychologically and mentally, and seeming hopelessness. Rest assured that I'm here with you in working for the fulfillment of every Filipino's dream, a decent, livable, and happy home where family bonds are strengthened, values are nurtured, and the future of young Filipinos are sealed. Together, let us build not just the infrastructure. Together, let us build happy, healthy homes and communities. Again, thank you very much for this privilege to be your guest. Magandang umaga po muli. Pasensya na po, hindi ko nabati lahat yung mga maliliit kasi yung mga pangalan dito sa Zoom. Thank you very much for inviting me at magandang umaga po muli. Pagpalain po tayo at ingatan po tayo lahat ng poong may kapal. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
Nagsimula sa isang pangarap. Ika'y tutulungang ibahin ang buhay na nakasanayan.
Naka 24 months ka na sa pag-ibig. May panghulog na ako sa motor. Uy, bagong motor!
Gagawa ng hakbang para mapaghandaan ng forever.
Ingat ka, ha?
At harapin ang bukas ng may maaasahan. Simulan mo na ang forever mo ngayon. Fund your forever with Pag-ibig Fund.
Register today.
Bago ako magmahal ng iba, mamahalin ko muna ang sarili ko. Mag-iipon muna ako ng pag-ibig. Pag-ibig Regular Savings. Earn 25 times more sa contributions mo. Ang contributions mo, ipon mo. Mas malaking contribution, mas malaking ipon. I'm worth it. I deserve pag-ibig.
Minsan ang pag-ibig, online mo pala mahahanap. Ang bagong virtual pag-ibig. One click, you can track your savings. Easily pay for your loans. Even live chat with us. And now, apply for a short-term loan.
Sign up for the virtual Pag-ibig account today.
Okay, welcome back to the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. And for those who have just logged in our platform, in our session hall, we just had the talk from our guest speaker, Senator Francis Tolentino. He's still here with us. And our other speaker, OIC Housing and Real Estate Development Regulations Bureau Head, Attorney Angel Aguila. We will be opening now the floor for the panel discussion, and we have several panelists on the floor. Kindly introduce them, partner Ryan.
Yes, thank you, Archie. So of course, we would like to thank again, Honorable Senator Francis Tolentino and Attorney Angel Aguila for those discussions. So let's proceed with our panelists for today po. So our first panelist is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the University of Santo Tomas. She is the president of City Homes Builder and Development Incorporated and chairman of the board of Kea Homes Incorporated. Both companies are engaged in development of socialized, economic, and low-cost housing communities. She considers herself privileged and blessed to lead both City Homes and Kea Homes organization in attaining their mission to serve God by helping people achieve more meaningful lives by building quality homes and communities. She has widened her network by serving on the Board of Governors of the Subdivision and Housing Developers Association from 2009 to 2014, and then since 2017 was again elected a member of the board, currently serving as board chairman. Let's give a round of applause for Miss Rosie Chai.
Good morning, everybody.
Right. Our next panelist, he's a socialized housing advocate, currently chairman of the board of the Organization of Socialized and Economic Housing Developer Association of the Philippines, and then serve as a private sector representative to the Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, president of the Subdivision and Housing Developers Association, and president of Camellia Homes, Mr. Marcelino Mendoza.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Sir Mars. And let me introduce, last but not the least, one of the big times here present, one of our panelists. He is currently the chairman of Surewell Equities Incorporated, Ferris Sobel Properties Incorporated, and Marytown Properties Corporation. He is director of iRemit Incorporated, Sterling Bank of Asia, a savings bank, and Blue Shea Properties Incorporated, Comvest Investment Incorporated, and the owner of Camp Netanya Resort and Spa. He is currently also board advisor of NREA, OSHDAP, and SHEDA. He lends his extensive experience and expertise to the technical working groups of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, a regular member representing as board advisor of SHEDA in the technical working group of Interagency Committee on Price Statistics, a much sought after resource speaker and panelist both for private organizations and government events, including Senate and Congress hearings. He is first board member of the Professional Regulatory Board of Real Estate Services, or PRBRES, with RSB, or real estate broker, real estate appraiser, real estate consultant, PRC registration number 00002. I think the 0001 is Chairman Ong. So previously affiliated as a staff auditor at the prestigious SGB and Company CPAs. And he is also a lifetime member of PICPA and PABRB. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bansan Ko Choa.
Oh, good morning sa inyo lahat. Nice to be a panelist.
So to start off our panel discussion, we also have Mr. Jovi Tupas joining us. Dear panelists, Ma'am Rosie, Sir Mars, and Bansan. Hello po.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Is Senator Tol still around? We'd love to have some exchanges and some discussions with him.
I think wala siya.
Yeah, well, of course, Attorney Angel can very well answer the questions for Senator Tol. Maybe Rosie or Bansan can start the ball rolling for Attorney Angel.
Yeah, in this case, it should not be ladies first. So I'm gonna let the more reputable and more well-known take over the floor. Go ahead. Angel is so used to us. We just met 2 days ago, kaya wag lang magsawa sa mga mukha namin, ha, Angel? Bansan?
Umpisa na natin?
Yes, please.
So, can you give an update on how DSUD is monitoring the compliance to RA 11032? Or the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018, insofar as to application of LTS COR is concerned. Can you say that the previous year's experience of developer having to wait for extensively long period of time for LTS COR approval have been resolved?
Okay, thank you, Bansan. the prescribed period for the issuance of license to sell, or the CRLS, the 20-day period, is being monitored not by my bureau, but by our internal audit service. Okay, but having said that, part of our Brexit target, or with the DBM, and part of our procedural requirement is that 90% of all applications for license to sell should be issued within the prescribed period. So that is one of the basis, at least an incentive for all of us, for the award of a performance bonus the following year. If we are able to meet our targets, that at least 90% of our license to sell are issued within the prescribed 20-day period. So far the requirement is maximum number of 20-day period. Personally, and I think we have not been receiving much complaint that a lot of licenses delayed in their issuances. And if we are to compare the time frame now when we get to issue, remember the delaying factors basically for the issuance before license to sell is approval of the compliance, which is a requirement for the license to sell. First of all, for the escrow, which you submit the proposed escrow compliance to the regions, we get to review them. We are mandated to, or we are required to have it approved within a 10-day period. And basically, if the submitted documents are complete, we get to do that within that prescribed 10-day period. That 10-day period should not delay, and that is included within the 20-day licensing period. Meaning, even if the escrow is being processed up here in the bureau, in the central office, the regional offices can proceed with the publication. Okay, so it should not stop the running of the 20-day period. It should proceed. And secondly, there is in our rules, if we fail to get the approval within a 10-day period, the regions can proceed to have the escrow deposited and issue the license to sell, subject only to the requirement that if later on we come up with a bigger computation, the developer should supplement the escrow. But the requirement of escrow, generally, we are able to do that within the 10-day period. The accreditation, which is also a requirement for the issuance of the license to sell. When we started operationalizing in 2020, I think you very well know that we received about 7 or 8 boxes of pending folders for accreditation. We were practically able to address all of them. And right now, we basically very limited pending accreditation before us. And we normally get to approve them speedily unless there are missing documents, in which we, on our part, as a matter of fact, we personally called the developers for speedy submission of the required documents. And I have to take pride in saying that we don't get much complaints that accreditation is being delayed. There's a delay on our part. So I think there's a notable improvement in expediting the issuance of the license to sell. But we are ready to receive your complaint the moment any region are kind of delaying it. Just tell us, we will call their attention.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe, Attorney Angel,
yes.
It's already a problem of production. We're not producing anything. So maybe we should shift now to encouraging developers to produce so that you will have a lot of folders again.
What do you mean? For you to avail of as a mode of compliance, the major mode of compliance with the actual production socialized housing project?
It's the whole system. The compliance is just part of the system. But
Yes.
again, I'd just like to call your attention. There is a question from the floor. There is a question about why can't we have the socialized housing price ceiling reviewed more frequently? this is the question, no? What is from Joseph Chua? What is stopping the suit from regularly evaluating the price ceilings of socialized housing? And when can we expect the new price ceilings? Joseph Chua is the one who asked this question, not Mars Mendoza.
I perfectly agree with all of you. In fact, the law requires the review within every 2 years, at least once every 2 years, and that's the law. We should comply with that. For some reason in the past, it has long been delayed. The economic housing was set 2015, the socialized 2017. We were about to start on that last year, except the pandemic intervened in our operation. So, but now we are starting with that, and hopefully we get to finish that this year. And hopefully in the succeeding years, every 2 years, we get to really to have a genuine review of the price ceilings, hopefully every 2 years.
Well, we hope, Mr. Chua, I hope Joseph Chua has been encouraged by your statement, and we're certainly looking forward to that, Attorney Angel.
Yes. But let me just share with you that initially our program, which we shared with you, is that we start socialize, but because of the pandemic, it has so much impact on the lower income bracket of our citizenry, of our market. We opted to maybe we can start with the economic, which has lesser impact on the poorer sector of the society, but at the same time, it's equally good for the developers. At least you can have a better pricing for your projects. But after all, we really need economic housing as much as socialized.
Well, yes, I agree with you because, well, if the economic and open housing don't produce projects, we will be all having very little 15% and 5% compliance.
That is true. That's true.
So we have to have a healthy, vibrant economic and open market housing.
That's true.
Sector.
Which supports the production of socialized housing.
Well, it's a big component. Easily, I'd reckon even half on a regular basis of the socialized housing component of the country.
Yes.
Yeah, Bansan, you might be, or Rosie? I think Rosie has a question.
I have one question, Attorney Angel. No? We have been seeing, also heard from the speech of Senator Tolentino, that there's really a problem of matching with the houses and the place of work. So how do you think it can be addressed? No? Because the problem right now, people are going back to place where they're working. But if you continue to construct lower houses costs at far places, that's not going to solve eventually the problem. So how do you think this should suggest? Because I heard that LGU, some of them wanted to already start accepting socialized housing project. But eventually, they will move back again and stay as a squatter in the area that where they are working. And that apparently will not solve the housing backlog.
Yes.
I think I mentioned several times already, that if you notice during long weekend, during long holiday, practically you don't see people in Metro Manila or metro cities.
That's correct.
Because they really have a home where they started when they were still small. But the only reason that they keep on coming to the cities is because the work is really there.
They have to work. The children will have to study here also. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the reason why I don't really know how this would, with the Balik Probinsya project that we have, will really solve the problem of people trying to really stay in metro cities.
That is true, but I wouldn't dare answering on the aspect of we have to put the jobs and the livelihood outside the cities and the suburbs, so that's principally what they're looking for. For as long as they're here in the cities, people would come to the cities. But that is already the situation for us. I'm not so sure how it's gonna work, but hopefully to our little share in bringing more production within the city, within more affordable, is that we don't restrict ourselves to sale of housing luxury units to many of the residents of the cities working here, but far so unaffordable for them. That's why we are resorting to, hopefully it will work, rental housing. We would like, because we understand that we are, the department before, particularly the HLURB, was really limited to projects for sale. Rental housing is something very new on us. Studies would show that it might really help, genuinely help in providing more housing units. We'd like to, me personally, I would like to incorporate it in the balanced housing, that you can come up with rental housing and consider it as part of the compliance. We want to come up with more housing units affordable through rental housing also. But that is just one solution, or among the many that we need to come up with. Maybe I would throw back the questions to you if you have other suggestions. But for now, we are venturing into developing rental housing.
Attorney
The
Angel.
solution has always been to government to really provide a lot of public housing, Angel. That is the solution.
Correct.
In all other countries of the world, I don't know of any country, for example, that the government was not the one providing for the lowest 30%. So let's not reinvent the wheel, I suppose. Rosie, I think, has some questions.
Yes, Attorney Angel, we heard Senator Tol emphasize again and again. He actually painted a very dire situation for all of us, particularly about funding for public housing. No? Knowing that DSUD is responsible through NHA to construct as many houses for those who cannot afford. We have Sheda, Oshdap, and Ria. We have been reiterating time and again the need for the government, as now that DSUD is in active operations, to engage the private sector. And now with Senator Tol's emphasis that DSUD should engage the LGUs, why don't we all focus on in-city condominiums? All right. Sheda was we had an ad hoc committee created for it. However, after the price ceilings for in-city condominiums were released, they were, I would say that you have the statistics. I really wonder how many private sector developers partnered with HLURB at the time, or even DSUD right now, to construct in-city medium-rise or even high-rise. If we take Singapore, for example, that was the key to the success of their public housing. Yes, it's all. And the amazing thing is almost 80% of those public housing is for the paying public. Now, it's not really for those who cannot afford. So we really believe that even for LGUs, they're growing. LGU should allocate land. Actually, the land to be allocated for condominium projects are a lot lesser than for horizontal development. But the government should really help the private sector. There is no private sector or no business who will go into any project that will not accord them reasonable profits. So, Attorney Angel, perhaps this really, even for balay rental, even for the rental, if the government is purely going to rely on the escrow funds, because if DSUD is going to rely on escrow funds, because the government appropriations, like currently 6.5 billion, is not enough to construct 15,000 houses. Private sector resources should be tapped, but it should be done so that it will be enticing. It will attract the private sector to engage in this kind of projects. Vertical, high density, using less land area, even in the LGUs, not necessarily in the metro cities, in the mega cities. How can DSUD support this?
I totally agree with you. And even personally, I fully support in-city medium-rise and development, part of also of scale densification. Okay, but we are working within our own means to what extent we can maximize this using with your assistance, your incentivized compliance. One of our major criteria in how to allocate it is that we give preference to in-city projects of local government units. As a matter of fact, we have just we had a MOA with Iloilo City, Cebu City for their in-city medium-rise rental housing, which is very important, and we don't displace these people away from their livelihood, their employment, the children from their schools. We fully support that. And how do we incorporate that with the balanced housing? We want to go to that. And I'd like to comment also with what Senator Tolentino said, that there's a requirement for us to really partner with the LGUs. We do partner with the LGUs, but with respect to the Mandanas ruling, because the intention there is that there will be the scheme would be, because of the diversion of the big chunk of our budget to the local government, there would be less budget to the national agencies. We are being asked to which among our functions may be devolved. We are kind of opposing that with respect to the housing sector for us, because LGUs, a lot of the LGUs are totally unprepared yet to do to address their housing needs. A lot of them, maybe the bigger cities, the more progressive cities, yes. Even for example, LGUs, if there is a need for financing, they would have to go the extraterritorial requirement to fully support one housing project. It's not limited within one just territorial jurisdiction. It traverses LGU jurisdictions. It requires a national government agency to implement really housing projects. So we are actually submitting it's sort of an opposition that we oppose any devolution of the our housing functions, housing mandates, and in turn, there should be no corresponding reduction. In fact, we are clamoring for bigger budgets, and then with the Mandanas, there will be a reduction because of this Mandanas ruling. But our position is that a lot of our mandates should be retained by national government agencies.
Yeah, Angel, I want to commend Angel because one of the things I followed up was the Cebu City rental housing. So
yes.
Angel was very kind to accommodate Cebu City for that. Now, talking about the LGUs, Angel, there is a message here, sort of it's a not a question, but more of a suggestion from our chair Emerita Marisa. LGUs must include in their budget to partner with landowner or buy a portion of a property for his informal settlers and collaborate with CMP, Community Mortgage Program, developers or Pag-ibig ang take-out. So the informal settlers are the one to pay and have a sense of responsibility. So is this being done already, Attorney Angel?
Yes, we are promoting all those schemes, housing schemes, or in their local shelter planning. We really want to engage all LGUs to be proactive when it comes to their housing need. They have to do land banking. I was just dealing with one LGU in Nueva Ecija. They were successfully they were successful in were able to land bank, and now they can easily come up with housing projects one after another, and we're trying to help them because
Pwede
of
ba yung
they
ano, pwede ba
actively
yung
participated.
Pwede yung escrow funds for the LGU to buy land?
No, not only for the
Dapat
land
isama niyo.
development. The contribution of LGU should be they should own the land.
Yes.
We do we subsidize the land development, and the housing construction they can get it from Pag-ibig, NHA, or even SHFC, local CMPs. They can do that.
But some of the LGUs don't own land.
That's the
But they might
problem.
want housing on their localities.
Kasi it's owned by national government.
Unless we decide, I know, of course, we need to consult the developers if we can allocate their escrow for land purchase,
Attorney.
which we did for Taal, because it's really urgent. Some LGUs there, they do not own any piece of land.
Yes,
Angel, no? I think the biggest concern of the LGU is not really acquisition or the construction. It's really the social services attached to it after the project is completed. I don't know specifically, how much is the budget given when you transfer a project from an informal settler to a city or municipality. Are they given also a budget for the social services that is given? Kasi walang income yan eh. Do not forget, they don't pay real property taxes also. So if there's no income and only expenditure, I think that's the real problem.
Yes.
The project can be done, but if there's no income, who's going to support the project eventually?
It's good you mentioned that. Our rules strictly, your compliance can only be allocated for land development. But there is one project which we have subsidized wherein we allowed. I won't mention anymore the developer. In the computation of the cost, the provision of social services, including the preparation of the beneficiaries, the ISF, and then after the development of the project, they don't want the project to fail. There is a continuing assistance for the beneficiaries in order that they be able to sustain themselves. We, to a certain extent, allowed putting the cost there, adding that as part of the subsidized development cost of the project. But hopefully we can do that if it's really important and necessary. As you said, talagang that should be part of the cost. Otherwise, the project's going to fail.
Yes, or any livelihood programs, Attorney Angel, no? If the SUD can push for that they will expand the utilization of the escrow funds, it will help the community. The developers side, actually the developers is just after making sure the escrow funds are used up so that they could get their final completion certificate of completion. But we should all care about what happens to the community, because in past projects, even with NHA, NHA build the building, and then there was no turnover. That accounts for what we've been hearing about NHA projects or government projects that are left abandoned or uninhabited. It's a lot of things it's because of the livelihood.
That's really good to hear. As a matter of fact, you know what? On our part, our thinking is it's your money. So we have to be very judicious in disbursing it, in allocating it. To the point now, we have to be kuripot. Kasi hindi natin pera yan. Baka mamaya may masabing yung mga developers. So, but that's good to hear. And I do agree that it's more than just the land dev. There's a need to continually, to a limited extent, support and financially assist the beneficiaries to make the project, the housing more sustainable, that it wouldn't fail.
Yeah,
And that's good to hear coming from you.
No, but attorney, if that's the case, no, we would actually need DSUD to work very closely with BOI because of a lot of developers. We do have incentives, BOI incentives for our projects. But however, whatever incentivized compliance is not accepted by BOI. So we really need DSUD to, to work together with or to convince BOI to grant incentives for ESCOR projects.
That's not a problem with us.
Yeah.
I love your
You need for us to convince BOI. We will do that because
Okay, once you convince them, you tell them that our jobs are not, our responsibilities are not up to creating the structure or the house. It's really to create lives, to help lives. And how can you help lives if you just gave them a house when they cannot live there comfortably? And morally speaking, it's also not right. Well, how come developers are required not just to build houses, but to build the amenities and to put the facilities for our private development projects? But for government projects, that should also happen. That should also happen.
Attorney Angel, can I ask one thing? No? Do you have an inventory of CMP projects that are not yet completed after several years? Because that's one concern that we have been hearing. No?
Yes.
Some projects were awarded, but after 3 or 4 years, because the prices have increased, then the project were not able to be finished. But they were already intended beneficiaries. So maybe it's time for you to make, under DSUD probably, to make an inventory. Kasi sayang yun eh. Maybe just a little additional funding will already give you several thousands of units that have been not completed.
I think SHFC has that. They should have that data or record of that. And our rules with respect to the escrow allocation does not preclude us from assisting CMP projects. In fact, there are some projects, CMP projects applying for assistance that we subsidize the land development to make it really more affordable for the beneficiaries. They cannot go to the next level because they got stuck with land acquisition. So what's going to happen next? So there are several already through the local government units asking us to finance, to assist them by subsidizing land development.
Attorney Angel, I'm not talking about land acquisition. I'm talking about projects that have already started but were not yet completed. Because if you remember before the pandemic, there was a proposal in BOI that projects that are not completed will be partly financed by the developer or under the socialized housing program to complete the project so that the project can already be useful. Because if we remember right, there are some projects that were started maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, up to today, it's not yet completed because the increase in construction costs or maybe the contract was done not properly monitored. Maybe what I'm trying to say is, can we have an inventory of that? Because these are immediate solutions. These are already projects that have been ongoing already, but it had been stopped because of lack of funding or some internal issues with regard to the particular project. Saka ito may mga intended beneficiaries na to eh. Kasi CMP will not start anything without an intended beneficiary. I think that is an immediate solution to some of the housing backlog that we have.
Yeah, parang low-lying fruits na ka. Sandali na lang, matatapos na. We are currently having discussions with SHFC in how to incorporate the CMP system or projects in our balanced housing, and there's no legal prohibition or barrier to that. Siguro we can emphasize that but they're forgetting that we are just focusing now on assisting on land development. Maybe what you said, what you suggested, that's a good thing. Yung mga nabitin nilang CMP projects, incomplete, at least a few more financing would complete the project. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Angel.
We can do that with SHFC.
Angel, I like your Covadis on data. No, we need a lot of your help for BOI. No, we're now on the midst of justifying that mass housing should be included in the strategic investment priorities plan. And yeah, we hope, especially on employment, because we're up against export firms, we're up against manufacturing firms. Housing should have their place in the SIPP. Now, I have a question here from the floor. With regards, this is for you, Angel. cut out for you. With regards to socialized and economic housing, mukhang ano siya, mukhang he's having some, Mel Hidalgo is having some concerns on the compliance of a social economic report and the need for a developer to do a multiplier effect on a regional basis. Medyo mahirap nga yan.
Yeah, that's true. Mahirap yun.
How is the multiplier effect index validated? Na-disqualify daw dun sa 1:5. How can we make this index more realistic? I'm just reading his question. No? Can the multiplier effect include post-implementation social services?
That may sound too technical, but for the past many years, we tried to come up with uniform set of how do we compute this and how do we compute that across on a regional basis. What we're having difficulty on that, and we don't have such regional standards, on the regional standards. What you're saying is on a multipliers effect like that. But you remember the last time what we did in the price ceiling, if we use basis Metro Manila, then it's the highest cost of living, the highest affordability level, that it can apply to all already. That is our rationale. So maybe the one who posed that question can tell us which particular, or maybe can inform us personally which particular region, and let's clarify that. But so far, we have not come up with any separate on a regional basis, any criteria, any manner of computation. Even in the land valuation, or even in the how do we compute project cost, we have not come up with that.
Yeah, that's good. We will get in touch with the one who had a question and probably also give your number so that you can discuss it between
yes,
two
yes.
of you. No.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think we're up for time. So, Jovi, maybe it's time to wrap up. Although we would want to discuss a lot of things, especially the one on the Mandanas ruling. We don't want any dislocation, Angel. No.
True.
I hope that there is none, because in the past devolution of the local government code, there is a lot of devolution, because as of now the LGUs are already on the capacity building for the policy and the regulations. They are not on the implementation side as of now. So let's make it easy for everybody.
As a matter of fact, I was quite surprised just a few days ago. There were still some LGUs which do not issue development permits for subdivision projects. They do not know how to. Issuance of development permits, they still refer it to our regions. So I was wondering, why did we issue? I was asking one region, why did you issue DP for that subdivision project? Sabi niya, ang sabi niya, hindi pa po nag-i-issue yung LGU. Sabi niya.
Well, there are time warp.
LGU totally unprepared.
But anyway,
Jovi has a huge responsibility ahead, really, regional offices. The supervising LGUs is a huge task, especially on the local shelter plans.
Yes.
Okay, so time is against us once again. We are lacking the time, and we thank you, all our panelists, for sharing your wonderful big time thoughts. And together with our speaker, thank you for giving us your wonderful time for the International Housing Fiesta. Attorney Angel, maraming salamat. And we are not yet
Salamat din
done.
po.
We would still continue. We would like to present our certificates of appreciation first to our speakers. Of course, we were also joined by our guest speaker, Senator Francis Tolentino, and we would like to award him, and of course to our Secretary of the SUD, Honorable Eduardo Del Rosario, 3 of them in our morning session. Day 1, first day morning, very heavyweights have attended and are together with us. So to show the certificates and award them, may we call on, and let me read the citation. Certificate of appreciation is presented to Honorable Eduardo Del Rosario in sincere. I'm sorry. I think our national president should be the one to award this. I will have to give the floor to our national president.
Okay, Sir Archie. The National Real Estate Association Incorporated, Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is proudly presented to Honorable Eduardo D. Del Rosario in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as special guest and keynote speaker during the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas, showcasing to the world the best of Filipino housing on September 22, 24, 2021 via Floor and Enrea Philippines Facebook Live, signed by our board chairman, Benigno Cabrieto Jr., our chair emerita and chair lady of the Enrea Advisors, Marisa Del Mar, National President, yours truly, Imelda Magtoto, and our Secretary General, Architect Ronnie Biando. Also, the Certificate of Appreciation is proudly presented to Senator Francis N. Tolentino, signed by Benny Cabrieto, our chairman, Marisa Del Mar, Chair Emerita and Chair Lady of Board of Advisors, National President Imelda Magtoto, yours truly, and our Secretary General, Architect Ronnie Biando. Again, this certificate is proudly presented to Attorney Angelito F. Aguila in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as the special guest and speaker during the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas, showcasing to the world the best of Filipino housing on September 22, 24, 2021 via Floor and Enrea Philippines Facebook Live, signed by our board chairman, Benigno Cabrieto Jr., our chair emerita and chair lady of Board of Advisors, Marisa Del Mar, National President, yours truly, Imelda C. Magtoto, and our Secretary General, Architect Ronnie B. Biano. Thank you, Attorney Aguila.
Thank you, Attorney. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This certificate is proudly presented to Ms. Rosie Chai in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as panelists during the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas, showcasing to the world the best of Filipino housing on September 22 to 24 via Floor and Enrea Philippines Facebook Live, signed by our board chairman, Benigno T. Cabrieto Jr., our chair emerita and chairley of Board of Advisors, Marisa Del Mar, National President, yours truly, Imelda Magtoto, and our Secretary General, Architect Ronnie P. Biando. Thank you, Ms. Rosie.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This certificate
Thank you.
This certificate is proudly presented to Mr. Marcelino C. Mendoza in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as panelists during the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas, showcasing to the world the best of Filipino housing on September 22 to 24, 2021 via Floor and Enrea Philippines Facebook Live, signed by our Board Chairman Benigno T. Cabrieto Jr., our Chair Emerita and Chair Lady of Board of Advisors Marisa Del Mar, National President yours truly Imelda C. Magtoto, and our Secretary General Architect Ronnie B. Piando. Thank you, Bart.
Thank you. Thank you. And I do appreciate the invitation as well as.
Thank you, Kuya Mars. Advisor Mars, thank you.
This certificate is proudly presented to Mr. Bansan C. Chowa in sincere appreciation of your invaluable service to the association, particularly as panelists during the International Housing Fiesta Filipinas, showcasing to the world the best of Filipino housing on September 22 to 24, 2021 via Floor and Enrea Philippines Facebook Live, signed by Board Chairman Benito T. Cabrieto Jr., our Chair Emerita and Chair Lady of Board of Advisors Marisa Del Mar, National President yours truly Imelda C. Magtoto, and our Secretary General Architect Ronnie B. Piando. Thank you, Sir Bansan.
Thank you, Advisor
Thank
Bansan.
you. Anytime, just text kung may kailangan. We'll always support Andrea.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Huwag kayo magsawa sa amin.
Yes, Our family, that's why, di ba?
We're family.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. So we'll see each other at 2 p.m.
Yes.
Diba? 2 p.m. All right. Thank you. God bless us all. Congratulations to our International Housing Fiesta Filipinas. Archie, Jovi, of course, and Ryan, thank you so much. It's a wonderful blend. Okay.
And closing from our chairman.
Thank you po. Chairman Benny. Hello po.
Closing remarks.
Yes. Your closing remarks.
We're going to have a lunch break, a recess. So we are going to adjourn, but we will be back at 2 p.m.
Yes.
So see you then. Thank you.
See you then.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. Yes, thank you for the morning session. We had the speakers and our panelists delivering their insights on the topics, and we would also like to remind you of the afternoon session. We will be having Undersecretary Epimaco Viden Singh of the DILG. We will also have a speaker, Maria Pamela P. Quizon, Director for Local Fiscal Policy Service of Bureau of Local Government Finance of the Department of Finance. And a third presenter, Mr. Lawrence Ziller, this afternoon with the topic of attractiveness in real estate investments in the Philippines for foreign buyers. Okay, so we're cutting off our session for this morning. Thank you so much, and we will meet you at 2 p.m.
Okay.
See you later.
See you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.